here to explore a subject that is not only crucial but also increasingly urgent: environment and climate change, a management lesson from polar expedition. To begin the proceedings on a solemn and respectful note, I invite you all to join us in a moment of silent prayer. May I request everyone to rise for the prayer. Thank you. May I now invite Mr. Algiers Khalid, Vice President and Chair, Program Committee of the Kerala Management Association, to welcome you all and introduce our esteemed speaker for this evening.
Come, sit. Good evening, everyone. President Bibu Punuran, our esteemed Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Mohamed Hatha Abdulla, Honorary Secretary Dr. Anil Joseph, past presidents, managing committee members, young minds, student chapter participants, and honored guests. It is with profound joy and heartfelt enthusiasm that I welcome each and every one of you to this very special meeting, the 124th speaker of this KMA year, marking the 51st program in the last 10 months of this vibrant KMA year. This gathering is not just a testament to our consistency, it reflects a spirit of excellence, collaboration, and thought leadership that defines KMA. A warm and respectful welcome to our illustrious past presidents, who your visionary leadership has been the bedrock of association's legacy. To our dynamic managing committee members, your tireless efforts, innovative thinking, and dedication to the cause of management excellence have continuously elevated our work. To the vibrant and inquisitive members of Young Minds, I can see Navidite, program and student chapter members, welcome to all of you. Your energy, your curiosity, and your fresh perspective inspires us. You are the torchbearers of the future, and we are thrilled to have you with us today. Welcome. And of course, to our ever-engaging KMA members and guests, the pillars of this thriving association, thank you for your continued involvement. Your presence this evening reaffirms our shared commitment to fostering a community of learning and leadership. I can understand we changed the date from Friday to Monday because of Friday being Good Friday, and we are after a long weekend holiday, so I can understand the enthusiasm. The trouble of getting people here, but still you have overcome all this and you have been here. Thank you very much for that. Now, if I may take a few moments to share something personal. Ever since my engineering college days, I have been fascinated by polar expeditions. I still vividly remember the pride that I felt when one of my alumnus led India's first expedition to Antarctica way back in 1981 when I was in the third year of engineering. That moment sparked a lifelong curiosity in me. I have followed India's polar research mission ever since. Though I have yet to set foot on Antarctica myself, a dream still waiting in the wings. I'm thrilled to meet someone from our own city who not only shares that passion but has lived it. And what an honor it is to have that very individual with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are exceptionally fortunate to welcome Dr. Professor Mohamed Hatha Abdulla, a distinguished academician, a researcher, and a Fulbright scholar. I don't know how many of you know, most of the Nobel laureates are Fulbright scholars. It's one of the most prestigious scholarships of the United States of America, besides the Rhodes Scholarship. And he works in a wide area of field like marine biology, climate science and polar research. He currently serves in the Department of Marine Biology, Microbiology and Biochemistry at Cochin University of Science and Technology. I don't know how many of you know that this department predates Cochin University of Science and Technology and is one of the oldest institutions in our state, started in 1938. And he's also visiting professor in Niigata University in Japan. In addition, he plays a pivotal role as a member of the Kerala State Planning Board. Dr. Hatha holds a doctorate from Bharathiar University and completed his postdoctoral research at Michigan State University in the United States of America. Over the years, he has made path-breaking contributions, pioneering HACCP-based seafood production in India, helping secure US FDA approvals and even discovering new marine species, one of which has been named after him, Norilica hathai. I think that is it. For a moment I thought it was Natoli, but it is Nathai. Norilica hathai. With over 200 research articles and several books on his name, his work in Antarctica and the Arctic is not just scientific, it is profoundly human. It explores what extreme environments can teach us about survival, sustainability, and most importantly, about leadership in the face of crisis. I have not met people other than him who have done research in both Antarctica and Arctic. I have heard of people who have done research in Antarctica, somebody who have done research in Arctic, but a person who has done research in both, it is very rare. Similarly, he has also been a chief scientist in a research vessel ship which went around doing the marine biological science from India. Today, as he speaks to us on environment and climate change, both very dear topic to me, environment and climate change, and I think it should be dear to all of you. We look forward to discovering what the polar extremes can reveal to us. Not just about the planet, but about how we manage change, lead through uncertainty and adapt with resilience. Please join me in giving a warm and enthusiastic welcome to Professor Dr. Mohamed Hatha Abdulla. We are truly privileged to have him with us this evening, and we eagerly await the insights he has to share. Once again, thank you all for being here and for your continued support in building a community of learning, leadership, and innovation. On that note, may I now invite President Mr. Vibhu Punuran to share his thoughts. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Now it's my pleasure to invite the President of Kerala Management Association, Mr. Vibhu Punuran, to deliver the presidential address.
Chief guest of the day, Dr. Mohamed Hatha Abdulla, Vice President and Program Committee Chair, Mr. Alijaz Khalid, Honorary Secretary Dr. Anil Joseph, dear members of KMA, YM members, and all gathered here. First of all, I must say that we started a little late, but then our executive director said that some of our students are on the way, so we wanted them also to join. I don't know what's happened to them, but anyway, let's hope that they will be joining us soon. I know it's been a long gap, or rather, in the sense because of the holidays. We missed the last Friday's meeting, especially since it was the Good Friday. But then we had a very interesting program. I don't know how many of you were there on that particular day. I know I see a few faces who were there, wherein we had the Management Leadership Award awarded to Dr. Jahangir of the NEST group. And we also had the unique privilege of having Dr. Somnath to be the chief guest for that occasion. Now, when we really want to, since we have announced that every week we'll be having a program, and although last Friday was a Good Friday, our program committee chair and vice president, Algiers, was insistent that we still have a program, and then he said, I found an interesting speaker, and he is Professor Hatha. So I said, oh, we are getting an Israeli, I suppose, because that name, per se, I was just asking him, and he said it's an Indonesian name. So anyway, so he is very much from our Radavana card, but then, we must be very, very happy that such kind of people who are probably on the way to Nobel laureate or something like that are with us, because a Fulbright scholar from the US and teaching so many students in the marine biology section of the CUSAT, and having a fish already named after him. All these are great achievements for people, and we have so many gems like this in this part of our state. That is what I should say. If you look at it, I think lots and lots of learned people like this who are not actually in the limelight. They kind of prefer to be doing their job and sitting quietly doing their research and doing good for the world. I think today's topic is environment and climate change, and management lessons from the polar expeditions. And when I read about the Arctic and the Antarctic, then I realized that I've not got anywhere near that. You at least want to go there. I don't know whether I'll survive when I go there, if at all I go there. So that is different. But then the thing is that one place is an ocean, the other place is an island. That's what we have to understand. If I'm not wrong, so yes. So this I got it from my readings, and both are cold places, but then that is a great thing. And not only that, global warming per se, we all talk about global warming, but the way the climate change is happening in this world or in this universe, they say that if we do not check it, perhaps in the next 100 years or so, our country, India, will not be existent. It will be underwater. India and Australia are at risk. I do not know, but this is what people say. So, gems like Dr. Hatha are working on such kind of topics wherein they will help us to identify and prevent such kind of disasters that would take place for generation next. Because probably this generation, everybody sitting in this room, probably might survive all this, but for sure we all know. I think we had a conversation of this kind in the managing committee group, wherein somebody said that there is nothing called global warming. But then, truly speaking, I also have some interest in agriculture, and I know for sure that the water table in our estates go down year on year, and that's been happening for quite some time. So definitely the global warming is a reality, and in different parts of the world it should be different in different ways. I'm sure about that. And as we all know, there are lots of natural disasters taking place. If we compare it with yesteryears and now, lots of natural disasters taking place, because probably we are exploiting Mother Earth in a way that we should not be exploiting. But I'm not an authority to tell you on all that, and I think I should not be keeping you more from the learned speaker who is here today. So once again, thank you all for coming. I know it's a smaller crowd today evening because of all these holidays, and we're just back on a Monday. But then thank you all for coming, and let's listen to this great gem of the microbiology and the marine area of science. And we welcome you, Doctor, and thank you once again for having accepted our invitation to come over and speak to us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to welcome our distinguished speaker, Professor Dr. Mohamed Hatha Abdulla, a renowned academic from the Department of Marine Biology, Microbiology and Biochemistry at CUSAT, visiting professor at Niigata University, Japan, and a respected member of the Kerala State Planning Board. Over to you, sir.
You're able to see our we can say that side. Okay. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Kerala Management Association for giving me this opportunity to come and talk to a group of people who are very enlightened, maybe in a different field of activity. In fact, I was here in the very next building this morning, this Central Government Officers Association, talking to some school children and giving some awards, instituted by the CGOA. So that time I saw this building, because I came, that program was at 10:30. So I spoke to the students about the scope of studying ocean science and those things. And again, the very same day I'm here at KMA for giving this lecture. So it is indeed, I'm really thankful to Mr. Algiers Galid, whom I connected through a US, my Fulbright host. I invited him for a program here. So when he came, he said, I wanted to meet one of my friend, Mr. Algiers, who is at Alway. And he said, I know all these places, no problem. And I took him to his place, and we had good time, good dinner. And after that, we exchanged some mails and other things. But very recently, he called me again whether he'll be able to give a speech at KMA. Really thankful to you for this opportunity. I will also send a picture to Hasham. He even gave a speech last week. We organized an international conference in which he came online. So my interest basically in the Arctic, Indian Arctic program started in 2008. Because the signs of climate change were much more visible in the Arctic. We'll go to that. So I was there for the second Arctic expedition. I presented my topic, like changes in the microbial community. I'll stop at 7:30. Is that okay? Yeah. So changes in the microbial community as a function of climate change. Because microbes, you don't see them. So, but visible, as he said, there are lots of other changes. The climate change is a reality, absolutely a reality, because it is based on science. And science is testable, repeatable, based on facts, and it is proven. Maybe only the Trump is the only person probably still not believing it, because the money they are required to shell out is really big. So maybe he is not very keen to shell out that kind of money. But it is better you go for investing in those things, because the disaster put you into a kind of loss which is in trillions. You spend billions, you probably save, the loss is in trillions. So definitely it is a better deal to accept climate change as a reality and take steps to prevent it. So then my project got approved, and I went there. Since 2009, I went there as the team leader of the 2009 expedition. Then 2011 I went, 16 I went. Since then every year I am sending my students, one or other students, they will go there, they collect samples. Because once you start, a lot of spin-offs from all those things. Antarctic, as he said, Kasim was the first one to lead Antarctic expedition in 1981. I also, as a marine biology student, I had that feeling, if it is possible, I should go there once. But I was a bit skeptic and scared whether Antarctica will be too lonely and maybe mentally little disturbing and all that. I had that feeling, then I was not applying. Then the time is passing, I'm getting old, then I thought, okay, I'll just try it. In 2018, I said, I'll try. And my proposal was through. I was studying. My proposal hypothesis was that Antarctic lakes have got a lot of organic matter. So if there are methanogenic bacteria, they will release methane. If it is methanotrophic bacteria, they will consume methane. So which community is dominating? So if it is methanogen, then it is again adding to climate change, because it releases a lot of methane. So those were the things. So whenever we have some science, India's interest basically India, why India is spending so much money? Because at least they need to shell out 30 lakhs for an Antarctic visit per person, per head. Because the flight is started and it costs around 10 lakhs one side. And then the station is now India station only. India has got 3 stations, one of them under ice, Dakshin Gangotri abandoned. One is deep in Nina, which is known as Maitri, that's the place where I went. And the other one is coastal, which is state of the art, fantastic, Bharati new station. So India government has got a lot of interest in this program because earth system science or earth systems are highly interconnected. Water, soil, atmosphere, everything is highly interconnected. So what are the teleconnections between Indian monsoon and the Arctic and Antarctic weather is a prime research area for IMD or Ministry of Earth Science. Because monsoon is the key thing which is driving Indian economy. So if IMD can predict with much more accuracy, this year also they are predicting good monsoons. So naturally the stock markets and all economic activity will be up, there's no doubt about it. So they wanted to study that, that is a major group study. So my interest is other science part of it. So if you look at this, I'll just show you some images, then we will move on to, if you look at, it is there, but still not very visible there. See, the sea ice, in the Arctic it was covered by sea ice, which is depleting very fast. Very fast, and now the ships can just straight away, they can go like this. Economically it is very good, because they can cross like this, from this side to that side. Earlier it was all with sea ice, the ship has to go this way and then go this way. So now that is a plus. But what is happening to the ice? The ice is melting, ice is becoming water, and the water comes to the ocean, the sea level rise, and if you look at 50% of the population is living in the coastal cities, be it Los Angeles, Tokyo, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, India, Sydney, any big city you name it, it is in the coastal. Because earlier it was all developed through sea routes, so natural. So that will be a disaster. It will be definitely a lot of, see, I am coming from an island called Waipin. I born and brought up there, I still live there, I love that place, I live there. 30% of Waipin on the western side, that is close to Arabian Sea, eastern side which is close to the Cochin backwaters, 30% is just not livable. I went to those places during my school days, moving around, roaming around, jumping from one place to another place. All those places are just underwater now. People living there miserable time. Their septic system doesn't work. They actually put stones, and on that they'll put their coat and they live there because they have no other means to escape from there. That kind of, I'm witnessing it. It is very true. I've been to Solomon Islands, I've been to Tonga, I've been to Vanuatu, Pacific Islands, small islands. The small islands are just simply vanishing. Because even we say about it's very small change, but this is the thermal expansion also there, and it is basically sinking, affecting poor people, small islands, and all those countries. So I said this warming is bringing, the ice melt is bringing a lot of warm water into the place. Yeah. No problem, even without that I can manage, no issue. I will just move, yeah. So here, this Arctic sea ice, if you look at it, is at the historic lows. It is actually basically coming down very, very, very. My problem is I'm a bit loud. So I think I'm loud enough, or if you have a, yeah, that's fine. So I would love to move and talk, that is better rather than, yeah. So here, the sea ice is actually depleting just like that. It is every year, it is historic lows, right? Then, you also see something is the warming trends in the Arctic is almost 3 times than the other places. This is known as Arctic amplification. Arctic amplification. So people might ask, there is no industry there is nothing there, why it is happening there? See, as I said, earth systems are highly connected. Whatever you pump CO2 from the industrialized belt or in the tropical region, it is getting into the air. Large air circulation cells are there, which will take them to other parts of the globe, heating up, And when there is ice, it starts melting. I have seen, witnessed so much melting. So much melting means it is just like the glaciers are just like that. It is non-existent now. I put some images where I see I took in 2009 and what I have taken in 2016. Now my students go there is no ice. Right? It is all, and all this ice, what is happening? It is becoming water. What is coming to the ocean? Ocean level is just going up. That's a reality. It's happening. So my Arctic, warming trends in the Arctic are actually much more than any other place on planet Earth. That climate change is disproportionately greater in the Arctic. So that is why the Arctic International Research Base is there. So we go to International Research Base only. Unlike in Antarctica where we have stations, we have 3 stations. One is under ice, abandoned. The other 2 very active. But in the Arctic, when you go to International Research Base, where 10 or 11 countries have got permanent stations. We go to Norwegian Arctic. The Norway has given us space. So we go there, set our base there. We stay, once we go there, 35 days to 40 days, we stay there. When we go in the summer, it will be completely day, no night. It is 24-hour day cycle for nearly 4 months. It will go like that. If you go to 90° north, then it will be 6 months, 6 months. The other one, it is 4 months. Then it is shifting from day to night. Then full night 4 months. Then night to day 2 months. Then full day 4 months. This is the cycle, right? So it is. So here, yeah. This is my own image. I have taken this. The first one on the left side I have taken in 2009. Almost the same place in 2016. The kind of loss of ice you can very clearly see. This I have taken from, because we go to Norwegian Arctic. We travel from Cochin to Goa, then team set, then go to Mumbai, then Frankfurt, then Oslo, then Longyearbyen. From the Longyearbyen, Longyearbyen is the northernmost township. It is 79° north. From there, one more leg is there. That you take it to station, which is a small aircraft, some 18-seater, small one, where it will be low flying. You can actually, if the weather is good, you can get very nice pictures of glaciers, ice-capped mountains, and all that stuff. So here, see the indications of climate change in the Arctic. The clearest indication of changing Arctic climate is an increase in both air and ocean temperature. When you look at 2.5, the ordinary people doesn't know what is this 2.5 is, what is 2.5. 2.5 is very small. Very small. Ocean temperature is a 0.8. What is 0.8? For a layman, 0.8 is what is 0.8? It's huge. It's really huge. We crossed both the limits. See, for the past 8 or 10 years, every year is breaking the record of previous year. Every year. Actually, people in the Europe are very scared. Because many places are cold and in Japan they don't have I've been travel widely. No air conditioned systems and hot weather and all people, so many deaths. And it is like totally different scenario. You might have seen in Canada, islands are just like that, finish. Or in California, the place is the biggest in 2024. And Sydney, either it is rain or it is wildfires everywhere. It is happening. We have no idea. it is just see one thing. Kerala also will have a problem. When so much water is evaporated, in the hydrological cycle, this has to come down. The only thing is we don't know whether it will come down in Cochin itself or it will go to Kedarnath or Badrinath. We never know, but this will come down. So naturally, it is going to be more wet. It is going to be more prone to extreme weather events, which is happening everywhere. There is no doubt about it. Very clearly convincing. It is happening, right? Then we will see boreal species, means those who are seen in the polar regions which are extending the range. So we will go to the science. So our research basically in the Arctic region, this is a polar bear. We actually take, since you said only 30 minutes, I didn't actually take it like a traveler, otherwise it was very nicely. We will do it some other time, right? So I just, trim to a kind of thing which is more science and other things. So here, one, I just wanted to study whether bacterial diversity and constitution is changing as a function of climate change. Then, how they are contributing to the biogeochemical cycles. I have certain very interesting research where there is a bird called Arctic tern. I'll show that bird. We put them geolocator, capture them, put the geolocator, release them. It go to Antarctic, comes back, traveling around 68 to 80,000 kilometers. Same nesting place. It's a miracle, like. What I'm studying is like how they are disseminating antibiotic resistant or drug resistant bacteria far and wide to pristine destination, how they are taking it, right? So these are all, I started with bacterial diversity. Then I got certain bacteria having very clear industrial use, like certain cold active enzymes. So one branch is working on those industrial side of it. One is working on how the drug resistance. My key area of research is antimicrobial resistance, molecular mechanisms, how resistant organisms are there, how resistance is developing, and those kind of things. And one is on the cycle, because there are a lot of carbon in the system. How this carbon is recycled back into production. How bacteria is contributing in those things. So here, this is actually the station. This is the Himadri station in the Arctic. Actually, in the first place, this was inaugurated in 2008 by Kapil Sibal. Then when I went there in 2009, second Arctic expedition, they gave me this plaque. Your team has to install that one. The image is not there, then we installed it, that it was inaugurated by him in 2008. So we are, now you go in, my students go there is nothing. There are actually 4 double bedrooms here, small ones. Then there is a wet lab here. There is a kind of computer room and other things there. There is a fantastic computer lab there and 2 other things. On top there are 4 this thing. So this is, you see, this is again Roald Amundsen. Roald Amundsen is the first one to touch the South Pole. He actually, Robert Scott from England, he tried to, they were competing, who will be setting foot first in the Antarctic, in the South Pole. This fellow was a very master planner. He took some 112 dogs with him, less people. He managed to reach there quickly, and on return he killed the dogs and eat the flesh to meet their food supply. But Robert Scott took more people. Most of them died on the way. On return, I still have that image, which is, that photograph kept there. For God's sake, please take care of our families. We don't know whether we will come back. And he didn't come back also. All the other people all died, and finally he also died. And he was heartbroken when he saw that this guy put the Norwegian flag there. Right. Then he came to North Pole. He is the first one to go to North Pole. Then one of his colleagues got lost. Then he went in search of him. He's also lost. This is how he perished. And there's an Amundsen mast there. Amundsen mast is there in the Arctic. So this is my first team in 2009, where I'm actually Amundsen Villa is somewhere here, this side. Yeah. So, and see what is happening when the melt is happening. You have a lot of, it is getting opened up. It is becoming more green. So the birds have the advantage of flying. They will come. They will come and see. When the seas become ice free, more light goes inside, more primary production happens, a lot of fish, a lot of krill, a lot of things. So marine birds also come. But my interest is when so many birds are coming, they are coming from Scotland, they are coming from other places, they are coming from different far and wide. They are coming with their own microflora. And that microflora will have certain pathogenic bacteria which are highly drug resistant, and they get in, mixed with a pristine environment there. Another thing which we study is the glacier. I'll show you the glaciers. The glacier is melting. Glacier was frozen for quite some time, maybe hundreds of thousands of years. So whatever is trapped in the glacier is basically remote ancient stuff. So we have immunity to things which are around. So when the glacier is melting, along with the meltwater, the ancient organisms are getting released. And some ancient pathogens, when they come in, and they will come in contact with people, there is no immunity among the current generation. That's an issue. We are also looking at such ancient pathogens, release of ancient pathogens. You see, this is what I said. This is a tag. This is the word locator, geolocator. It's an electronic chip which is just less than 2 grams. Once it come back, they will again capture. This bird will. This is a specific. Go to Scotland, come back here. My first paper came out of this one. But the other bird is inner hemisphere, from North Pole to the South Pole and back. Breeding everything in Arctic. Going for feeding. When it is winter here, it goes to Antarctic for feeding. So see, these are all chicks of that bird, which is very, very prominent bird species in that place. So you will see lots of them. This is a very, very dangerous bird which will attack like anything. Our recent paper, I went to Antarctic, I saw this is the only bird which I saw. Antarctic, when I went to the deep station, there was nothing, no life. Arctic is very interesting. Arctic in the summer is beautiful because it is ocean. It is a kind of moderate weather. Lot of life in the sea, around the thing, in the tundra, lots and lots of greenery, nice. No trees. Trees will not grow after 66.5. You call it as international tree line, beyond which no tree can grow because it is permafrost. Roots cannot penetrate into the soil, so it will never happen. But this bird was there, and I was just wondering why this bird is coming here. There is no food, nothing. Why it is staying? It is basically maybe to escape from the predators. There will be only 2 chicks, and these 2 chicks will be raised. And by the time they start flying, one of them will be killed by parasites, cannibalism, because it has to survive. So I've seen all the birds, they will be just killing one of them and eating. The other bigger one which is growing faster will survive. One is growing a bit slow, mostly eliminated by parrot itself. So here, this is the bird which I said, Arctic 10. This is the nest. There is nothing, just a simple depression. You see, I thought this was a bigger bird. This is a very small bird. So very interesting bird. 66,000 to 80,000 kilometers, that's it, return trip. And one very interesting thing we found, I did it with a researcher from Czech Republic. Her name was Teresa. She was in my lab also some 4 to 5 months. After the visit, she said, I wanted to learn some microbiology. I would like to come to your lab. I said, you come. The funding we will manage, somehow we will manage the funding, and she came. So she captured the birds in 2017. 18 birds we captured, put the geolocator, take a cloacal swab for bacterial isolation, we released. Then 2017 we put 18 of them. 2018 we got 12 of them recaptured. One interesting thing, one went along the African coast to Antarctica, one went along the European coast, male and female. Both of them came back to the same nesting place. Both male and female came back to the same nesting place. Fantastic. We don't believe because I have to believe because I have the data. I have the geolocator data. I have the tagging, everything I have. We published it in a high impact journal, right? So this is my student. He's a project scientist. Now he is in the ocean. He's in the ocean. He's Jabir. Jabir Tajuddin was one of my best students. I sent him to Arctic 2 or 3 times. So he's just holding a chip. Now he's with a project scientist with National Center for Polar and Ocean Research. So he is now working on hydrothermal vents. There are certain, in deep sea, there are certain areas where lava is coming out and it is very hot. And this is what the deep ocean mission is targeting, where a lot of high quality minerals, rare minerals are existing. So that is the blue economy is all about screening for those kind of things. So he has a project, he is there. So he is now in the ocean, he will be there for 30-40 days. So this is the Arctic place. So you can see a lot of seabird community there. Seabirds, plenty of them. Yes, and they will come. This is a very interesting bird. It will fly very close to water, it will be chasing. When we go to the sea for collecting samples, maybe 3-4 hours, it will be running in the Arctic Ocean. This bird will be just chasing us like that. And this is another, I will give you some glimpses of the life there. This is Arctic fox, which is again, will be brown in the summer. When it is winter, it will be completely white. Because it merged with the thing and it is actually a kind of mimicry, a kind of mechanism which will safeguard it from its predators. And another one is polar, you can see them, the cubs, you can see the cubs are eating some birds because In natural environment, the relationship is always eating and being eaten. Man being a creative, intelligent species, we actually invented certain things to keep away from that. All other things are being eating and being eaten. Maybe the topmost predator doesn't have that kind of thing, but they will be attacked by microbes, viruses, and other things, and they also will die. There is no doubt about it. And this actually, I had one. This is the Netherlands. You can see from this kind of boots, which is Netherlands, they use in the diary. It's a wooden thing. So that guy he came for the thing, and he is Martin Lunan. He is a master in tracking bird migration. He go to different places to tracking the birds, right? So he put up a camera. He said, "Don't disturb the fox, right? You can see all the action in your room. I'll put up a closed circuit TV and watch all these things." And this is another thing. This is like like a calf, which is known as a reindeer. Reindeer, slightly, because reindeer meat also they will serve occasionally. It's very nice. It is a reddish meat, but it's very tasty. I liked it. I mean, the meat was pretty good. It will be, somewhat friendly. This is, you can see them like this. They are, feeding on the tundra and actually surviving there itself. When it is winter, they will just simply graze this whatever is on the rocks and other things, algae and other things, and then they rest. Hibernate and manage the winter there itself. So actually, one study which I have done is this reindeer is a Svalbard species. It is in the Svalbard. The others are migratory. So I captured the microbes from E. coli from this one, and the other one from the migratory birds, and I analyzed the antibiotic resistance. Very interesting. I couldn't believe it. Actually, the ones from this native species was very less resistant, because most of them were sensitive to the antibiotics which I have tested. But the migratory and the other soil samples and other fjord samples all had bacteria with a high degree of resistance. So this is seal and this is actually when you go there, the very next day after landing RT, you will be given a training to shoot polar bear. But you will given certificate also. You will use two guns. One is a small one, a smoking kind of thing. You will do it in between, whenever you see, you can in between, you can fire it. So there's a smoke screen, and if it goes back, fine. Otherwise, you use the real weapon. So they will give you training. Real weapon to kill. I mean, they say that you shoot here. But what the Martin Lunan, he told me, you can't do anything because this animal is almost 9 to 12 feet height standing and around 600 to 900 kg. As soon as you see the animal, you will freeze. What he said, he has seen a lot of, they have a problem now because in the sea ice is melting. Basically, it's a huge animal, it will rest on the sea ice, go like this. And when the ice is slowly melting, there will be holes. Seals will be coming through that holes. They will capture and eat. Now the problem is it is melting very fast. It is unable to capture the seals because seals can see easily. So what is happening? It is coming to the garbage bins and people is attacking people. It's an issue there. And also it is facing some threat of survival. So these are all walruses just behind the station. This is. And beluga whales, I saw this is my image. It took from, it's from the aircraft. It's 6 or 7 of them or 9 of them will be small size, this to this size, white beluga whales. Dolphins. This reindeer, this is my student, he is now in KFPPA. He is Jayachandran. And actually, the international research base was, a lot of Norway has got a lot of coal and oil. They are energy rich. So they were extracting coal, and there was a tragedy in the coal mine in 1960s. And then there is 30 or 35 people died. Then they abandoned all that activity. They decided to convert it to the International Research Station. That is how it happened. So when they put the relics of that mining activity and other thing, kept it there. They put a dentist clinic there and some tools and other things. They kept maintained all those things. And this is a blue whale near the thing, and this is the cost of, what you see there. It's actually a glacier. I'll show you the glaciers. Glacier. And also, something very interesting. See, this is a short summer. So the plants cannot have the luxury of living a long life. What they will do, as soon as the ice is gone, they start sprouting. Immediately flower comes, they make seeds, and within 4 months they go under the ice again. So within that, the life cycle will be very short cycle, but they will be completing. And these are all actually we started when we went there. It is completely ice. In 2 weeks, it is full bloom. Right? It's that fast. Show you some lichens, plenty of lichens, Arctic poppy. I'll show you some glacier. This is actually this is the tropical warm water currents taking heat from the tropics to the, because without the oceans life is not possible on planet Earth, because oceans are moderating the weather. So it is taking from here to here or this side, releasing the heat there, and they are sinking and coming down. So this is called the Great Ocean Conveyor Belt. Now what is happening? See, now they were all sinking at this latitude. Now since so much warm water is coming from this side, because this is ice free, becoming ice free, so they are pushing the tongue here and here and here, and they are going more and more into the poles, taking a lot of other organisms, including microorganisms, to that region. So that's a major driver of change in microbial communities. The other thing, this is a glacier. This is a typical glacier which is just sliding into the Arctic Ocean, and yeah, see, when they melt, it's around 60 to 80 meters, that ice front will be there. They'll be melting. These are all crevasses. So you know, I mean, recently there were some soldiers who died in 1950s and all, they unearthed. Like these are the places where if you fall, I mean, Antarctica, when you go, you've got a clear-cut, training in the ITBP at Uttarakhand, only. Because once your science is through, then you will be sent to AIMS. From there, if your medical is set, you will be sent to ITBP, Oli, Uttarakhand. Then you given a lot of training, tough training, glacier climbing, walking, rock climbing, river crossing, all those things. They will also show you, I mean, in Antarctica, if you have some difficulty, you actually crawl on your belly rather than walking like this. Because if you walk and if it's a soft ice, you fell into that, then done. And also in the Antarctic waters, the survivability is less than 50 seconds. Because you will die of hypothermia. It will be that cold. So it is very, very, I mean, you need to be very careful. So here, this is a glacier. This is what I am studying, is this melt might be releasing ancient organisms into the water. See, these are the two glaciers. You can see glacier means river of ice. Now you can see it is a river of ice. Right? It's like, it will be moving very slow. See, it is moving for sure, because 2016 when I went with my geophysicist, he's studying tsunamis and all those things. They installed GPS at different locations on the glacier. 16 we walked on the glacier, we went, and how much distance has taken place from that glacier, the initial position and the current position. So it's really moving, but you will not feel. See, at the entire Earth is rotating, because entire thing is rotating. So we are also traveling at great speed even now, right? Entire thing is moving, so we don't really feel. So here the glaciers, they will break down, and you call that process as calving, ice calving of glaciers. And this is, I'll show you. So I will leave some 10 minutes for discussion for you people. So there are a lot of things. My interest is microbes, antimicrobial resistance, microbial diversity, extremophilic organisms, which I can use for looking for some novel enzymes and novel medicines and all those things. But life is also affected very seriously. These are all the consequences of those things. Then invasive species getting into the Arctic, replacing the native communities, and I'll show you this one. This is a polar bear, which is facing an existential threat. The problem is that in the current setup, it is unable to feed, and its numbers are dwindling. It is a keystone species in the Arctic. Keystone species means something which controls the entire ecosystem. Then the question comes, how Polar bear is controlling the ecosystem. Like, polar bear is the one which is controlling the population of seals. If less polar bear means more seals. More seal means they will be eating all the fish. And if they eat all the fish, there will be a problem with other species getting food. So when the polar bear, tiger, a keystone species. Tiger actually controls a lot of herbivores in the system. The herbivores actually problem stuff. Herbivores, when their number is more, they'll completely graze out everything. Then see, പുല്ലുണ്ടായാലേ പശു ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ, പശു ഉണ്ടായാലേ നമുക്ക് ബീഫും അതൊക്കെ കഴിക്കാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. അപ്പൊ പുല്ലില്ലെങ്കിൽ ബേസിക്കലി പുല്ലുണ്ടെങ്കിലേ ഒരു നോൺ വെജിറ്റേറിയൻ ജീവിക്കാൻ പറ്റൂ. Got the point? So this is, everything is so intimately connected, everything is so intricate, we are all connected in the food chain. So that is what, so this is a keystone species which is actually facing an existential threat. So this is what is happening. This is a typical seal hole. You just simply rest there. Seal occasionally puts his head out. It's a very powerful animal, very, very powerful animal. And then it eats. When this is cleared like this, very difficult. And it is facing an existential problem. So this is, you see this. Now you see very little of this. I've seen it. I could see the change from 2009 to 2000 by myself. But now I see, I send every year, I send students, I get the images, there's no ice. Most of the places, earlier days when I went there, winter means you can actually, the water body which I shown, it is frozen. You can just walk across. Or you can use a snow scooter to travel. But now it is difficult, right? So these are things, so this is actually what I am doing with, this is what I said. So because time is up, so I don't want to take your precious time. So this is what we are doing actually with the birds. She is Teresa from October. She is the one, right? She's helping me capturing the bird. They have some device to capture. I sent my students to Czech Republic. He stayed there. He know the technique of how to capture the birds now. It's very interesting. If you are interested, research is really lovely. You can do so many things. You can just think about. And academic, university gives you a lot of freedom. That academic freedom is something which I really enjoy. You want to do something today and you want to abandon that and do something else the next day. You think about it. You write proposals. You bring in money. I brought more than 9-10 crores during my tenure at CUSAT, right? And even now, I have several postdocs with me, doctoral students with me. Basic salary is around 36,000 I pay, or some Inspire fellows there, for them I pay around 1.25 lakhs. So it's interesting. It's a very nice ecosystem where we live. I like it. Depends, right? I like research and doing those kind of things. So this is what I said. From here to here, 227 stopovers, and goes back. Yeah, thank you. I am ready for some questions. We will do a big one sometime like this. I couldn't do it very nicely, but there's some short of time. But
Thank you, sir. We now open the floor for the brief question and answer session.
I'm also so happy to see my cousin brother Sharafuddin. We are very close.
I will start off.
Yeah, sure.
The biggest topic is Trump wants to take Greenland.
Yeah.
Is it because the ice are melting and the route is clear now?
Yeah.
Is that the reason, or?
No. It is actually a clear geopolitics. Iceland is a very strategic location as far as US is concerned. US also has got some army base there, and once they get hold of Greenland, their control over the other Europe and other thing is much easier. They don't have much right now. From NCP, one team is, like Jabber, another guy is there. His name is Vipin. He was also my student. They are going to Greenland for again doing some studies there. But I don't think he is going to realize. Because, Trump has got, the intentions are not the kind of route is, definitely if the route is opening up, there will not be much international pressure on using it in a constructive way to travel through that. But it is clearly a geopolitical strategic location, so they can control many things. They can have a base, strong base. They can have many things from there. That's what my feeling. I also track those things.
That was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
very
please, yeah.
interesting session, sir. My question was, you had initially mentioned that you had done a study regarding identifying whether certain microbes were methane releasing or methane withdrawing. What was the finding of that study?
Yeah, that's actually okay. That even somebody asked me. This is actually, you will see a lot of organisms on the plates. You see a lot of organisms growing. This is called cultural organisms. But that is only just 1% of the 100%. You see only 1% on the plate. Because the natural environment is very complex, which offers a situation which you cannot mimic in your lab. This is a fact. So what we do, we will isolate DNA, and with the DNA, because I am like this because of my DNA. You are like this because of the genes you have. So if you can get the environmental DNA, that DNA you sequence, and in that sequence you also look for the genes involved in methanogenesis, and you also look for genes involved in methane usage. Because if you digest carbohydrate or rice, a lot of enzymes are acting on it. For that you have genes. Similarly, if somebody is producing methane, there is a gene which can do the methane monoxygenase. It can produce. So we are looking for that. That I had a guy to do that research. He went as a postdoc to UAE University. So my samples came by the time he left. So I still being analyzed. I think Jabbar has done the most part of it. We have got methanogenic genes and all that, but our paper is yet to come. I am lagging in that paper because of some workforce, because I don't have other funds to support. That guy was my choice. So he went to another place as a postdoc. So we will still, I'll let you know. I mean, we have a lot of DNA, we have a lot of diversity things. We are having, but the final picture about whether the methanogenes are dominating or methanotrophs are dominating is still to become clear.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you already also mentioned that you would find ancient organisms when the
Yeah.
Have we discovered certain ancient
No, we are actually, again, that is last year only my student, I mean, I put that, so every year I give some theme for my research. Last time I wanted to study permafrost, I wanted to study glacier, meltwater, and those things which we have collected samples, which is being, because it's expensive. When you give a sample, it is actually around 1 lakh, you have to pay for analysis and all those things. Sequencing is done and outsourced. So, and all that data need to be, that analysis of the data itself is a big deal. So it is going on, we will definitely have some results.
Sure. I have one last question.
Sure, please.
As you said, it's very imminent that sea levels are rising and it's a clear issue.
Yeah.
As a member of the Kerala Planning Board,
Yeah.
do we have some foresight into tackling this challenge? Does the board have some foresight?
Yeah,
How many years of
I will
foresight?
tell you, this is actually a very real threat, especially for small islands like us. See, even if you put a full stop on CO2 emissions completely, now, you cannot stop warming for some more time, because the gas is already there. The gas will continue to absorb heat, continue to have the greenhouse effect, continue to have this heating will take. But I am highly optimistic. I'll tell you one example. I believe human very much, the most creative species on planet Earth. See, we had a problem with ozone hole. We have almost closed it. Ozone hole we identified. Then we found that it is CFCs which is doing the job. Then we found that we have to ban CFC. Then we said some people like India, we said we cannot immediately replace CFC because the other alternative is very costly. So we buy some time. But there was an international agreement. We should phase out CFC. And CFC phased out, if you look at the hall was like this, now the hall is only this much. By 2050, it will be like pre-industrialized. Ozone hole is just, ozone concentration is less. It is nothing like a big hole. It is the concentration of ozone is less. If ozone is there, it will filter out the UV, dangerous UV. So people are safe, or life is safe. So we manage, we are here. Ozone is somewhere, ozone hole is somewhere out there, high up in the stratosphere. Managed. We are here, we are flying, we are putting the spaceship to Pluto. We are here, we are managing the ISS, International Space Station. We're doing so many things. We are just great. Homo sapiens, the greatest of the species. There is no doubt about it. The only thing, we need to connect with nature some more. We need to have a little more, green in our thinking. We need to have a little more sustainable alternatives. Then we'll do fantastic.
I agree. I have that belief. But sir, the other Homo sapiens, are the government taking any steps to?
No, government. See, it is like. See, I'll tell you. See, carbon trading. Government, a very simple example. I myself gave 260 watts bulb to KICD to get 9 watts CFL from my home. 120 I gave, I got 18. So many households. This is See, you see the rooftop solar. See, government of India already exceeded the target for solar power. Rooftop solar power. Gujarat is leading, UP is leading, Kerala may be second, third or fourth. Still lots. Mine was in Waipin Island, mine was the second solar installation. I installed it in 2018 or 17. Second installation. Even now I am paying just 200 rupees for meter rent, nothing else. I put 3 kV, but my consumption patterns are slightly less. I just live very, kind of simple living. My footprint is little less. So there are a lot of alternative energy and Suzlon. Today's if you look at Hindu or business line first page, Suzlon already exceeded 50 gigawatts done. 50 gigawatts done by Suzlon, and they are going to have more installations. So these are all proactive steps. There are cleaner technologies. You can do carbon. If your industry is polluting, you have negative carbon credit. You have to buy it from somebody who is much more, good. You pay. So naturally, you will evolve into a system where you would like to have cleaner systems, clean energy mechanisms. You see how much electric vehicle population is there in Kerala? Too many. These are all steps by government of India. I've been to Tesla's plant. Last time when I'm in San Francisco, I went to his plant. Tesla's huge numbers. Yeah, the Cybertruck is the most ugliest vehicle which I have seen. But the Tesla electric are beautiful, fantastic, lovely, clean, very nice. I tried because my friend he said, he gave me the keys, you ride it man, you go somewhere and come back. I said, no man, I don't have a license, and I'm also not very keen, not that adventurous to take this vehicle and going somewhere. So I travel along with him at so many places. It's nice. Government is doing, a lot of things are happening. We have to see the positive things that way. There are also, like consumption, there are a lot of things. You're cutting a lot of trees and many other things happening. But at the same time, you cannot negate the positives. Positives are there very much. But Trump is on a different plane. He's saying you open up. He said drill baby drill. Drill baby drill. Whatever coal, whatever oil, you just take it and use it and pump in so much CO2 into it. You don't care. We just make money. Right, so that doesn't work. That will have an ultimate disaster in the humans, no doubt about it. Yeah, please, yeah.
Okay, you've been saying about the drill baby drill or the fossil fuel.
Yeah.
We know that right from our lipstick
Yeah.
to the tarmac
Yeah.
to anything and everything, we are based on oil industry, which is roughly 150
Yeah. True.
How soon in your perspective you going to replace that in reality?
No, I think we probably see dependence on oil. Now, US now it's an exporter of oil. India probably buying more oil from US than Saudi Arabia. See, the thing is that a lot of other oil, I think oil is not going to be a big problem because we are such a creative species. The only advantage with the fossil fuel, the most convenient thing, you can put oil and you can just fly. You have battery, you stop at somewhere, you have but all those things we will have. Lithium battery or other new materials. A lot of research is going on new material. India is acquiring minefields. In the Patagonia, in the Argentina, in the Chile, just looking for nickel, looking for other precious minerals and trying to bring it here and developing. So I don't think in the near future, but carbon emissions from fossil fuel will be definitely less. Definitely less, I feel, but it is already there some concentration. But India also, like coal intensive country. India is India basically some time back there was a rain and Indian coal mines are flooded and they were importing from Australia. They were importing from Australia because the coal-based industries are still there in lots. So those things we are trying to target, but may not be very easy in the near future. But ultimately, I have great confidence in humans. So I hope that will.
I'll have a follow-up question.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I recently read that, the windmill,
Yeah.
for us to develop that windmill,
Yeah.
and to lubricate that, we need the oil
Yeah.
from the ground, and the carbon emission is creating the effort to create that windmill. In its lifespan, it will not repay us.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a trade-off between everything. There's a trade-off for anything. So I hope, probably, I have not really done the analysis of how much the windmill does in positive and use in negative. But there is, I think, in some cases they might even stop using oil. Maybe see, India has got as a policy to put 5% biofuel, biomethanol. We increase it to 10%. Current target is 20%. 20%, even they are looking at FCI stocks which are not used, which many people actually advised against it because you target FCI stocks. You never know whether any calamity comes, you have a problem with feedstock, then you might be in trouble. So actually they shelved that idea. They were even targeting the feedstock resting in the FCI go-rounds for creating ethanol and using it. So 20% biomethanation or biofuel supplementation means 20% cut on your oil bill. So you are having a clean fuel. So many things are happening, but since we are growing and the development is measured in terms of per capita energy consumption, basically we are consuming more. We are always having a lot of things, but alternate energy sources will come into play, and hopefully we will resolve all these things. By the time, I also think sometimes, like a lot of AI, machine learning and robots, maybe in the next generation, if it is dominated by robot, there is no issue of CO2 or other things, global warming or anything, because they are just machines, they just simply live and without thinking about what CO2, what warming, I just put some, they'll be living like that. I feel so. I used to think like that sometimes.
If time permits, Doctor, I'll ask one more difficult question.
Sure, yeah.
Why is the Saudi and the Russia funding the largest green investments?
What?
Why is the Saudi Arabia and Russia funding the largest funding? Why are they funding towards the green investments? Is it because they want to see that everyone else drops the oil drilling and they want to create a scarcity in the market? Is that the
I didn't get to your question. They are, I mean, Saudi and Russia are supporting a lot of green initiatives. That's what you said. Yeah.
Why are they doing that?
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, like,
Are they trying to create artificial scarcity in the market?
No, artificial scarcity, I don't know whether OPEC, and they have always, a kind of thing, ceiling, production ceiling. They always, when the price goes down, they actually put a ceiling, then they prop up the price. Then again, if, those things, those price control mechanisms are acting. But what I feel, see, whether America is burning a lot of fossil fuel, or India is burning, or China is burning, everybody is affected. See, today it is flood here in Kerala, tomorrow it is in Japan, the next day it is in the Sydney or California, or everybody is affected. Nobody is spared in this climate. I mean, extreme weather events, nobody is spared. So if somebody with money can actually support an idea of green power or greening the world and other things, those kind of green initiatives, it will ultimately pay them also. It will ultimately help them also. But the thing is that not most people are looking at the immediate, I mean return on investments. So when you look at the return on investments immediate, maybe you fail. They may not. That is the problem with Trump, I feel.
No, the reason is when you read through the entire thing, right?
Yeah.
You will see that it's not really happening. If you travel towards the southern Tamil Nadu, you will see a lot of windmills.
Yeah.
Almost entirely.
Yeah.
And one end we speak a lot about the green energy, and at the other end we will see that there's a scarcity created in the market because they want to make rich. The rich want to become more rich and they want to drill the oil, and on the other end we say that we're going to make so many different things, but the prices are not matching at all. We, India, a developing country, will not be so easy to drop our aspirations.
Yeah, definitely.
We're in a US camp. or the citizens out there can. But we're just trying to, experience the life. So people are not ready to welcome in that solution. And when you read through the whole chapter, you feel that something is wrong. Or someone else is making money. Ultimately, to me, I feel that someone else
That's the
is making
argument
money.
of Trump.
Yeah.
That's the argument of Trump. Actually. There's two different arguments, Paris
absolutely.
Accord is one argument and Trump's argument is. So there's a diverse view. Future, our generation will see who's right.
And that too, maybe our very short life we live. And the Earth is 4.5 million years old. That is 450 crore. Life is 3.5 million years old. And we live some 100 years or 200 years is quite possible, I feel, in near future. But still 200 years is just a blink, that's finished. In the span of 350 crores of this thing.
I think I'll just stop my questions.
Sure.
I'll finish with one last academic
Yeah,
question.
sure.
I've got a house in a place called Mona.
Yeah.
And recently I had a place in Vagamon.
Yeah.
I saw the last summer the Vagamon, the temperature was rising to 2 degrees.
Yeah.
Because we've been experiencing that many of our
Yeah.
crops have been dying.
Yeah.
The same thing in Tepikalam, the temperature has been dropping down by 2 to 3 degrees.
Okay.
Even today it's
Yeah.
less than 15 degrees
Yeah.
or 12 degrees.
Yeah.
Why some places are getting more colder and the rest all places where we all are living in is rising up? And just adding to that, the awesome thing is that these days when I go home in Tepikalam and we go for a walk in the nearby estate, I come back by noon, my entire body skin is got tanned because of the ozone or whatever reason it is. That tanning is very, very high. And if I go to there and come back, you can see me different colors on the skin. I'm almost brown on my hands and neck, and then my nose is totally peeled off. The skin is peeled off.
Yeah.
Why is that happening? Why is it different?
No,
Something's
actually,
getting cold.
the global warming, they said the earth is, the temperature is rising. It is not like maybe we can say Cochin this time it is cooler. They said that last year it was hot, this year it is cool. That doesn't mean that global warming is there. Actually having 36,000 reference points on planet Earth. And they mean that values of, then only they are saying it is on the rise for every year. It is not like just Devikulam or Munnar or other places where occasionally these changes. This is not the thing. This is not science. This is, measured over 36,000 points, and they say that you mean it. It is every year, it is increasing, and it is being felt also. And also, like, in Kerala, if you look at, actually, if you are in a tree shade, you feel good. You go out into it's really very, very penetrating heat. I feel all the cooling systems, all cars are air conditioned. Most of the vehicles in Kerala, everybody has got air conditioning because otherwise they cannot sleep. All these cooling systems are basically releasing heat outside. And also all these roads and other things, when you ask for more roads and more black surfaces you create, it is basically nothing but absorbing more heat. And also people putting tiles, see, I have, years come here, my home is like, I have solar power, I don't capture any, release not even a single drop of water which is falling. I'm just using my, harvested rainwater for my lawn, my greenery, everything. I have a lot of completely covered with the trees. You can see the clear if you wish to come, right? But whatever space is there, I'm planting trees, and it is just green, cool, no problem. See, it is like people putting tiles. It is absorbing so much heat, and it is just releasing the heat by evening time. It is just releasing. If it is soil, you go to soil, it is hot. By 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, it is just you can walk. It is tile. You go even 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you cannot stay there because it is just releasing the heat just like that. So a lot of things which we do is basically releasing a lot of heat into the system. They are in city, if you feel it is mostly car, it is vehicle exhaust than the normal air. And the urban heat islands is another major issue when a lot of concrete buildings are there. These concrete buildings are always absorbing heat. And then it is, being released. And the nighttime temperature also going up off the roof. It is very high. So a lot of things are there.
But why is some place getting colder? That's my question.
No, it's all, it's not a very straightforward thing. The environment is a very complex thing. Very, very complex. You cannot say about the environment just like that. Today I plant some trees, tomorrow it is cool. Nothing like that. Under the shade of the tree, it will be cool. That is for sure. But it's not just very direct translation doesn't work. A lot of intricacies, networks are there. The result of the weather and climate are actually the outcome of those complex interactions. You cannot easily give a reason for that.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yeah.
So I think we are almost running out of time, so we'll restrict the questions now. And of course, it's been a great evening of learning, especially on global warming, Arctic, the Antarctic, and everything. Thank you very much. And
I now invite Dr. Anil Joseph, Honorary Secretary of KMA, for the vote of thanks.
Good evening all. The President of KMA, the dynamic leader, Bipul, Vice President and Program Committee Chair, Aljash Khalid, and the man who made what took us to a movie showing so many fascinating things for Professor Dr. Mohamed Hatha Abdulla. It was indeed a very marvelous lecture. In fact, I have decided to go to Arctic. I don't know how many hands will go up from this audience. Such a beautiful exploration, so many data and so much of fantastic research. All the data are connected, and it was a thing that our monsoon is related to studies in Arctic and Antarctic. So much of carry home points and so much of species, how they travel, and so much. It's very so much of wonderful data has been shared to the audience. Thank you very much. Let's give a big round of applause to the speakers. And we have a lot of activities happening, but I felt this point of this global warming, climate change and all, lot of results are happening. Recently I was in IIT Bombay, and there is a professor who came up with this theory that soon we will invent something which will absorb carbon from the air, carbon dioxide from the air, that can be converted into this thing, and we can dump it into the sea, and we'll come up with a mechanism to get oxygen out of that. Like one thing which was very clear by Dr. Hatha, that man is going to survive. The technology problems comes in, there is always a solution. There was no fossil fuel, if you look back. We are here for millions of years. So it came in, there was a problem, but man is coming solution. Like the ozone depletion we pointed out. There was a problem, but we are coming with solution. So the species who knows how to get it done will keep moving, and let's hope that everything will be in place. And definitely the global warming is affecting, and people have different thoughts and different processes. So it was very interesting to know that data has been taken from 36,000 points and being to Arctic and Antarctic. Actually, we missed going through the Antarctic part. So we should have further discussion by Professor Hatha on the Antarctic experience also. So thank you very much, Professor, for giving us this opportunity to listen to this movie-like experience. So having a lot of species and what are there to see. And next week we will have a talk by Kerala's Economy, Opportunities and Challenges by Mr. V.D. Sadishan, the member of opposition, Kerala Legislative Assembly. And I would like to thank all the people who have joined in, especially M.Sc. member Tom, Young Minds Nivedit and Vinu, and all the people who have come in on this Monday evening. Hope it was an enriching experience for me. Definitely, enriching experience for all of you. Definitely, I had a lot of points to take home. Thank you, Professor, for that. And thank you all for joining. And thank you, MC team, for being there and supporting us. Thank you all. Have a great evening ahead.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Bipu Nuran, President of KMA, to present a token of appreciation to our esteemed chief guest.
Thank you, sir. I see, okay. Oh, great. Yeah, that's fantastic. Very innovative. Yeah.
To conclude this evening program, may I request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
With that, we officially adjourn today's session. Thank you all for being with us, and we look forward to see you on Friday. Have a great evening ahead. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.